Happy 4th of July. We're going to talk about all the fireworks that are coming up in the real estate market in San Luis Obispo County. Hello and welcome to our July 2024 market update for San Luis Obispo County. Gosh, we're just a couple of days. Well, you'll get this on the 4th of July. So we're excited to enjoy Independence Day and hope you're safe and have a great time with your family and friends. We're going to look at three things today. One, of course, our market statistics, what's happening in the marketplace. Two, at the middle of the year, we always like to take a little larger view, so we're going to just basically do kind of a mid-year review and what the direction of the market looks like. And then three, going to talk about a couple of things that are headwinds in our real estate market. So big news this month, and we've been seeing a trend, okay, so trend has changed a little bit. We're seeing more homes for sale. So the number of homes available in our county is up about 38% compared to 1 year ago. We went from about 260 homes for sale last year to 360 this year. So a big increase in number of homes, which is good news for the marketplace. Pending sales down about 9% from a year ago. And then actual closed sales almost the same this year versus last year, very even. So where have the changes occurred? The days on the market in almost all our markets are higher than last year, and our average price is down a little bit. Now in a moment I'm going to tell you the average price is up a little bit for the full course of the year, but month over month, that's why statistics are confusing, we're slightly lower in terms of the prices that we had to close. So what does that mean? Well, a couple things. One, let me add this first. We're noticing a big difference in our higher end market. Okay, so that's basically over $1.82 million. In that higher end, we're definitely seeing a slowdown in activity. And it's kind of interesting because we track the pendings, the actives and closed in all the towns in the county. Both Cayucas, which has a small market and volume and number of sales, and Avila, both of those had zero pendings at the end of the month here, which we haven't seen for a while. And those are both higher end markets. So we're seeing the higher end markets slowing. So what I'm seeing is more compromise, okay, with sellers and buyers. It's an evening of the playing field. It's very property specific, so we still do get multiple offers. However, the condition of the property, the competition that's out there, those sorts of things, it's really getting much more specific depending on neighborhood and type of property. But the general trend is more for sale, less of an advantage for sellers, more balancing in the marketplace. Okay, what happened this first 6 months? Well, believe it or not, we had about 10% more sales. So in the county, the numbers we track, we had about 1,200 sales versus just under 1,100 last year. So 10% more sales. Our average price actually came up just a little bit from $987 last year to $999. So that's like a rounding error, but over the course of the year. Now, I would say most of the heavy lifting so far this year has really been in the first 3 months. Because this year, in about the end of November, the market picked up after a pretty lulling summer and fall. December, January, February, March kind of picked up, and now we're seeing a little bit of a lulling, kind of the dog days of summer. So what does that mean for us going forward? I think there's going to be continued increases in inventory, and we're seeing this nationwide for the most part. We're one of the few markets where we probably had more sales this year than last year, so that tells you how strong and resilient our market is. But I would say we're going to have some challenges, okay? And when I say challenges, we're not going to get the mortgage rate relief most likely that we expected, so we're going to see rates around 7%, and they were virtually the same a year ago, hovering right above and below 7%, although this year they went as high as 8%. So we've seen a lot of things happening this year that have affected real estate, but in general, it's still a pretty steady market with more homes for sale. So what are our headwinds? What are the challenges? So a couple of things that do challenges. One is interest rates, and I really want to discuss this a little bit more in detail. Higher rates mean it's much more difficult for an existing homeowner, and most of the homeowners with mortgages have low rates, probably most less than 3.5% to 4%. So to give that up and take on a new mortgage at 7% is pretty unappealing, and it's a big financial jump unless you're buying down. So either a smaller place in our marketplace, a smaller, less expensive home, or you go to a cheaper marketplace, then you're not as effective because you either get a smaller mortgage, so your payment doesn't change as much, or it's not as impacted by a higher rate, or no mortgage. So that is going to keep our inventory low. Additionally, builders do not like higher mortgage rates. It makes it more difficult to build. So between people not selling their home because of locking in that great mortgage and not wanting to give it up, fewer builders, we're just not going to see probably a big influx in supply. We'll see what drives the current supply. The other thing that mortgage rates like this do is it makes housing a little more less affordable. So less people can buy. So we're seeing our rental market stay very strong in terms of a lot of demand, not much supply. The other thing is fire insurance. There is some discussion of regulation. So many companies have stopped doing homeowners and fire insurance for homes that they're relying on counting on the California Fair Plan. They're getting slammed. So hopefully there'll be some relief there where insurance companies can come back in, not suffer huge losses, and be willing to write homeowners insurance. Because if you have a policy and you're getting a renewal, it's higher most likely. If you have an investment property, some people are getting canceled on those more often, owner occupied. So insurance is a big deal. So interest rates and insurance, if those improve, it'll be nice. If they don't, it's causing some headwinds to the marketplace. So thank you for watching our market update. We really appreciate you following us. And if you need anything, call us at 805-781-3750. Have a great 4th of July.